Hi again then guys, and welcome to another first of video on the channel. Of course, the other day I did a trailer reaction to Predator. Now I'm moving on to one of my passions, which is movies, and I'm not necessarily going to turn the whole channel into this kind of thing, but I'd like to do a few of these on the channel. It is something that I very much enjoy doing, and one of my passions in movies is horror. And I haven't noticed many, if any, people actually do reactions to this particular movie, which is 2008's Splinter. It was directed by Toby Wilkins, who's a British director. I actually spoke to him on Instagram quite a while ago now about the movie. And yeah, it's one of my sleeper favourites. So, of course, we're going to cut down the footage. It's not the full movie on YouTube, of course, but we're going to cut it down to fair use limits, which is under 10 minutes. And yeah, enjoy the movie. If you haven't checked it out, then I would definitely recommend doing so. And if you have already checked it out, then hopefully you'll enjoy it as much as I do. So, let's get on with the show. It's been quite a while since I last watched this movie, actually, so it's good to be back.
A Toby Wilkins film.
Go on, I ain't got nothing. Jesus.
So, a bit of trivia that some of you might not know. This particular actress, Jill Wagner, actually went to the same school as the YouTubers Rhett and Link from Good Mythical Morning, and they used to have a major crush on her back in school, which is, it's funny how things get around and how things come back around. It's one of the biggest pet peeves of mine in horror that this movie only made $480,000. I think that's ridiculous. There are so many movies, even now, that make way more money than that, which don't deserve to.
Get out of the car. Nice and easy. All right, get out of the car.
Another great thing about this film, which a lot of people don't give it credit for, is the caliber of the acting and the choice of actors as well. The casting is fantastic. For such a small film, they chose great people. I think one of the reasons why I like Splinter so much is because the characters are well chosen, well written. Everyone can make mistakes, but there's a big difference between having characters who make mistakes and characters who are written just to be stupid, you know, tripping on flat surfaces and all that kind of cliched stuff. Huge difference between the two. I don't have much time for films like that, which is why I like films like this so much more. To me, Splinter kind of captures the modern vibe of Carpenter's The Thing and stuff like that. It's not mimicking it, it's not imitating it, but it's got that kind of creature feature, you know, small, simple story kind of idea. And people complain that they don't have enough powerful female characters. She's by far the more powerful character of this duo. And even though this movie didn't make a huge amount of money, it did win a lot of awards at Screamfest at the time. It got, I actually wrote it down because it's got so many, 6 different awards. It got special effects, editing, score, makeup, director, and best picture at the Screamfest Awards. Pretty impressive. Welcome to the stage on which we play. Look at that makeup. Love it. For those of you who, like me, have seen this movie before, and maybe you're checking it out again in this vid, this actually inspired my second novel on Amazon called Spore. And if you enjoy this film, then you might enjoy my book. I'll put a link to it in the description for those who want to try it out. Ba-da-ba-boom. See those little spikes on the end of the fingers? Bit of movie magic for you. Around the end of the fingers there, that liquid that's connecting together, it's called ferrofluid. It's magnetic liquid. I think it might be the first time I've seen ferrofluid used in a film, actually. Certainly used effectively.
It took half of her.
Oh, I love this monster. Great acting. I think the point of what I said earlier on about not having stupid characters, she's probably the closest thing to a stupid character in this film. The police woman. Because, yes, she was kind of stupid, but at the same time, she's in a high-pressure situation. You don't usually have hostages telling you to go and get in your car, so even then, it's a lot more justified than many films are. And the idea behind this creature is a fantastic one. Such a formidable creature. I mean, even from what you've seen so far, if it touches you, you're dead. It can morph together, kind of like The Thing, obviously, but even other movies like Leviathan, which I'll probably do a movie reaction to on the channel as well, because that's another one of my favourite monster films. This idea of this, just a mass of a creature that grows and more things attached to it. Love it. Juicy. If I recall correctly, I think that the guy in the creature suit, when it's in this full form now, was something like a football player, I think, from a local high school where this was filmed. I think it was Oklahoma or something like that. I'd be curious to know how they did the hand effects. It's probably a rod puppet or something.
Move away from the glass. You don't forget.
It's like a video game NPC. Once you crouch, it forgets you were there. What a scene.
It's okay, we're cutting your arm off.
Greatest line of dialogue in the movie. It's okay, we're cutting your arm off.
What started as a simple trip to the gas station ended in horror.
You can't change the tire. Fuck if we can't chop off an arm.
Interesting how, and I actually hadn't noticed this before, there are technically two creatures in the film. I hadn't noticed that actually. The one that's on the car is still on the car. I thought it had gone to the roof, but there's two of them, because one's around the back and one's there. The car's probably still pretty warm, which is why it hasn't moved. See, another potentially small plot hole is that the policewoman would have been driving pretty quickly to get there, so that car should still be warm anyway. So the creature shouldn't really be on the roof, it should be on that car. It is an interesting creature design that, technically speaking, the thing it would be the most attracted to is the exact thing that would kill it, fire. One of the common complaints about this film is that the camera work is too shaky, and although I understand that, there's only so much you can do to hide creature effects in a well-lit shop, so they've got to make the creature's seams and, you know, potential flaws less noticeable somehow, and if that means a bit of shaky cam, I'm willing to put up with that. A little bit of CGI there as well.
Yeah, come on, baby.
How'd you beat something that can spread so quick? That was my reaction to Splinter. As I said, one of my favourite undervalued horror films from 2008. And yeah, if you haven't checked it out, well, you've had a lot of it spoiled now for you, but definitely do so if you get the chance. Well worth a look. If you are a fan of stuff like The Thing, chances are you'll probably like it. I've heard some complaints, even from reviewers who I respect, like the Schmoes, you know, back in the day, Christian Harloff and Mark Ellis reviewed it, and Christian in particular, I don't think liked the film at all, which seems weird to me. He said about there's like too much screaming or something in it, which, okay, I didn't really notice that myself, but whatever. But yeah, check out the film, see what you think of it. If you've already seen it, tell me your thoughts down below. And yeah, it's definitely one of my favourites. I will be doing more. I've actually singled out about 20 or so movies, at least, you know, for like a season 1 of this kind of thing that I'd like to do. Mostly horror, even stuff like The Thing and The Blob and Leviathan and that kind of stuff. And yeah, so thanks for joining me for this reaction to the movie. Check it out if you haven't, and of course, stick around on the channel for more. But for now, as always, thanks for watching.